Hello and welcome to JavaScript NewsWeek. Every week I'm trying to find new interesting stuff in the universe of JavaScript and share with you guys. So let's get started. The first item this week is Video of the Week. As you might have heard, Google I/O have happened, and the Google Chrome developer team presented very impressive talks, and one of them caught my attention. This talk is given by Seth Thompson, product manager on V8 team and Chrome, and Seth covers the new features of V8 engine. And he talks in depth about trade-offs that each browser has to make before it executes JavaScript. And the first trade-off is between fast startup and peak performance, so browser should decide whether it should start executing JavaScript right away or wait, optimize it, and then reach the peak performance. Second trade-off is between memory usage and maximum optimization. So essentially, it is the decision that browser should make whether, spend so much time on optimizing this stuff, or if you're on a mobile device, you kind of, go low on memory because you don't want your battery to be dead in a couple of minutes. So the V8 engine basically can do both. Depending on the context which you are in, it is able to decide on the fly which of these trade-offs it actually has to make in order to optimize for performance and for memory both at the same time. What I especially enjoyed in this talk is the demo time. Seth is showing how you can easily debug your Node applications with the commonly used Chrome DevTools. And let's take a quick look at it.
So to debug any Node application with DevTools, all you have to do is pass a flag to Node --inspect. And what this does is opens up a debug port that can communicate with the DevTools instance, and you can debug in DevTools. Now, previously, you had to paste this relatively long URL into Chrome in order for this to work. But now, if you go to Chrome inspect or about:inspect, you can see that Chrome will automatically detect any running Node instances on your computer. Yes.
Great job, V8 team. Really liked and enjoyed this video, and I recommend this video to you. It's very fun to watch. Next item this week, in the Future is Now section, our beloved Node Package Manager NPM has a new major version 5. Let's take a look what developers are saying about this release. So NPM takes a pretty big step forward, significantly improving its performance in almost all common situations, fixing a bunch of old errors due to the architecture, and just generally making it more robust and fault tolerant. Well, a couple of breaking changes get introduced, and they're worth taking a look at. Existing NPM caches will no longer be used. You will have to re-download any cached packages. NPM install packages subdir will now create a symlink instead of regular installation. NPM will save by default now. Additionally, package log.json will automatically be created. And NPM cache commands have been rewritten from scratch, and they don't really work the way they used to. So the list of new features is longer than my leg. So there are install changes, changes in publishing, and as you might have guessed, there are lots of changes in caching. So kudos to the guys in NPM team. Very great job, for the tool that we both use every day and love. Definitely worth checking it out. The next is Article of the Week. And this week we are going to take quite a spin on this section because I'm not going to include one article but rather two. And I just found these articles are being so well connected with each other that I decided I just put two of them, and you'll know why in a second. So first, very controversial post written by Alex Everlove, and it's called "You Might Not Need to Transpile Your JavaScript." So following the footsteps of such websites as you may not need jQuery.com or you don't need Lodash or underscore, Alex is taking a look at how you actually can write modern JavaScript natively in the plain JavaScript. So the article starts with some statistical data on how modern browsers gets updated and how the users get actually the last version of the browser. So Alex is talking about 74% of the users that have the latest version, and then analyzing the ES compatibility table to really boil down this whole article to the phrase that I love, and I quote, "If you are transpiling your JavaScript to ES5, you are making your code unnecessarily big and slow to support a minority of users who will probably upgrade their system by the time you manage to configure your Webpack or Babel." I think it's just really brilliant. But Alex is leaving us with one big elephant in the room. And this elephant has a name, and it's called ES6 modules. What do you do with them? And that is why I'm including the second article as my pick of the week. And this article is called "The State of JavaScript Modules" by Johannes Ewald. Johannes starts his article as an answer to some controversy that has been going on in the community, especially in Node.js community, since the introduction of new file extensions MGS. So this article goes into great detail describing current implementations of modules in three main branches: in the browsers, with Webpack and similar transpilers, we already figured it out, we don't need them, and in Node.js. Very cool breakdown, and what it boils down to is that as of May 2017, modules are natively supported by all major browsers, so you should use them. And the question as to transpile or not transpile, well, it's left up to you. Me personally, I think you should just go with the modern JavaScript because everywhere it is supported and it's much, much slicker and sexier. So, the library of the week. This week we take a closer look at Preact. And Preact, for those of you who don't know about it, just a quick recap of the features. That's what we see from the landing page. It is closer to the metal. Preact provides the thinnest possible virtual DOM abstraction on the top of the DOM. It diffs virtual DOM against the DOM itself, registers real event handlers, and plays nicely with other libraries. This library is very small, it's only 3 kilobytes, and it's awesome. And of course, because it is small and because it is so close to the metal, it's very, very performant, it's blazingly fast. So virtual DOM libraries out there are many, but this one is, essentially one of the fastest. Well, it sounds great, but can it do anything? And it turns out it can. It looks very impressive. Props, state, and context are passed to render. It uses standard HTML attributes like class and for, and it works with React DevTools out of the box. So if you take a look at this demo code, and it's as every JavaScript framework, it has to be to-do list. If you really dive into it, it's a very cool ES6 ready, very concise, easy to understand how it works. Very cool library. If you want to dive deeper right now, I have a perfect introduction for you from JSConf Europe. It's a video done by Jason Miller, and you can find the link, as all of the links, in the show notes. The tool of the week. This week, I included a very nice, very nifty tool called BirdView. And what BirdView does, it's actually a visual overview of the complete web page fitted into your viewpoint. It comes as a standalone Chrome extension, and of course you can take a look at the source code in JavaScript as well. Some very cool examples here. You can see how common websites, Twitter, YouTube, and Verge are actually looking from above, from this bird view perspective. That is it for today. Thank you for tuning in. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, like the video down here somewhere. And thank you for watching, thank you for your time. We'll see each other next week.